Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. So I'm finally finishing up this, I believe it's a 2012 Duramax LML. Getting the cylinder head back on, getting it finally finished up. Here you can see I'm lubricating the cylinder head bolts, putting them in so I can get them ready to torque down. This thing I've kind of drug my feet on it a little bit, not on purpose, just parts. Trying to get stuff for this truck has been an absolute disaster, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So I wanted to show how I cleaned the block surface. I didn't get to show it this time. I'm still having camera issues. My camera keeps deleting. You'll see at the end there's a bunch of missing parts I'm working on to figure something out with that. So what I ended up doing was I ended up sanding the block surface with sandpaper, just by hand, no crazy tools or nothing. This is how I've been doing them since. I use 1500, 2000 grit depending on how bad it is, but they come out beautiful. Your thing is you don't want to, tear into it too much. Usually, ideally, you want to use a sanding block, and then obviously with the sandpaper, so it sands it flat. You don't want to sand it at an angle and then end up creating a divot in the block surface. But it's called wet sanding, but I use brake clean instead. Spray brake clean on the sandpaper and sand just the crap off, just to get the top stuff off of the deck, just to make it nice and smooth. I don't care what it looks like, it just needs to be nice and smooth. So this one was kind of nasty, so it took me probably about 20-30 minutes to clean, but got it all cleaned up, obviously putting the head on, so it should be good to go. This thing's it's kind of a mess, and unfortunately this is the first time me actually torquing original head bolts on these trucks. I've never used head bolts. These are brand new, but I've never used head bolts. I've always installed head studs. So you torque them head studs for ARPs. That's all I use is 3 steps to 105. This time I had to do, I think it was 2 torque settings and then 260 degrees or 290 degrees. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't too bad. It's just kind of a pain in the butt torquing them like that, especially doing the degrees in the truck. If I do have to do this next time, I think I will pull a cab, but I definitely don't recommend using head bolts. The customer didn't want to spend the extra money, and I get it, because he didn't want to have to pay to have the other side taken apart when there's nothing wrong with that. The only reason the cylinder head was replaced in the first place is because something with the glow plugs got stuck in the head, and like I said last time, thankfully we did, because if we didn't get that one out, another one would have got stuck and we would have spent more time on it. Than it is worth it to just pull this and be done with it. But yeah, it went pretty smooth. There was really no major issues. Anytime I touch like a rubber hose, so a few rubber hoses got replaced in the last video you've seen. I tore, I think, 2 or 3 hoses. They all got replaced, brand new hoses, so everything's nice and perfect when it's done. But yeah, it's definitely a big job. I'm adjusting the valves. Cylinder head's tight, rocker's tight. We're just gonna go through and adjust it. I'm going and turning it over to make sure I have all the push rods and everything set in place, that it moves and the engine turns over good before I start adjusting them and have it all screwed up. So I'm at the point, the valves are all adjusted, rockers, everything's torqued, everything's lubricated on the top end of the engine. So the next step is to install the lower rocker cover, or yeah, it'll be a lower rocker cover. As you can see, I'm snugging it down right now. The one nice thing about these Duramaxes is that the valve adjustment is the same on the intake and exhaust. I believe it's 12 thousandths. So it's very nice to adjust, very easy. You don't have to go switching in between when you're doing them, which I love. It is a little bit difficult turning, getting the engine into the right spot, but it's very simple. It's, I just love the fact that it's one set size, one set distance between for both of them, if that makes any sense. But 12 thousandths intake exhaust, unlike anything else. I don't know of anything else that I've ever adjusted that's actually the same, but very nice touch on these. Makes it easier to do this. So it's just double checking all the bolts, getting the back ones tight right now. Next up, I will be putting the upper valve cover on, brand new gasket. You can reuse the little rubber grommets on there, it's not a big deal. I very rarely replace those, only if they're really, really badly broken. I would recommend sometimes gluing the gasket in. Usually I like to use like a spray adhesive to keep it from falling off, because that gasket goes up in a mess. It's kind of a pain in the butt to keep up in there, but yeah, this one wasn't too bad. Just slid right on, tightened it up, and kick her down the road. can see I'm finally at the end point to where I'm reassembling everything, putting the lines on, getting the clamps on. Very, very nice sight for me. Very exciting to get this thing finally done. Everything's going pretty smooth. Got the new lines placed in. I didn't really have any trouble with anything really majorly on this truck. Everything went together pretty smooth, surprisingly. Putting the E-jar cooler stack in. Like I said earlier in the video, I did lose some footage. I don't remember exactly what it was, but at the end of it, I did go around and fix a few of the wiring issues, like that harness. It was actually, it wasn't, the clip was broken that holds it to the intake. So I repaired that, the one in the left-hand corner right there in the video. Putting the fan in, getting all that stuff set up. And then the other one I fixed was the fuel rail pressure sensor wiring to it, the back of the engine. Just because I didn't like the way it sat. It just fit like crap. So these trucks, they vibrate so much. The last thing you want to do is have it rub through and cause more damage, have the customer be broke down or stuck somewhere. So we've gotten that all taken care of. I went and beat the living death out of this truck during the test drive. Came back. There was no pressure in the cooling system, which is really nice. That's a great sign. Showed the integrity of the head gasket that I just did and the old one on the other side. But yeah, went pretty smooth. Didn't have any crazy issues. Went and test drove. Test drove went really good. Didn't have no problems at all, actually. And the customer did pick it up about a week ago, and so far it's been good. Haven't heard anything back. So thanks for watching, and if you do, please comment and subscribe, and give me a like too. I really appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.